What's the one word which comes into your mind when you think about Dhruv Maniar?
Goofy.
But I feel whenever I see your content, it draws me to go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one.
That's the aim.
Yeah,
that you don't leave the page.
Yeah, I don't leave the page. Amazing. So you're not like a strict boss.
I'm not a strict boss. I don't know if my team would agree to that, but I'm not strict that way. Like I'm very, like we don't have a 9 to 6 concept. Like
Okay.
if your work is done at 3:30, you can just walk out. Like
Okay.
I'm not going to be like, why are you not there till 6
Amazing.
p.m. I got a job offer in 5 minutes saying,
Wow.
we do not want you to be freelancing.
That's
Why don't
incredible.
you join us full time? And I was like, this is what I want. Let's jump in.
It's definitely inspiring for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But everyone, I feel in society today, all these young kids like you, have great ideas. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
great sense of knowledge and great sense of travel understanding. They're buzzing with ideas. You know, every day they are coming up with ideas.
True.
But if you don't culminate that, if you don't manifest that, and you don't respect and appreciate that, I think no one will.
No one will take it.
Yeah.
First, I thought I could see myself in the States, but I've been there 3 times now, and I definitely cannot see myself.
You don't
there.
want to have a America buzz?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Hello everyone, my name is Chef Shivani and welcome to yet another visionary based episode of Beyond the Boardroom. Today I have someone who is very, very talented, consistent, a dedicated person, and I think he was one of the first person I started to follow when I landed in UAE. He's none other than the founder and editor-in-chief of Gulfbuzz, Dhruv Maniar. How are you?
Good. How are you, Shivani?
I'm very well. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's
Yeah.
a pleasure. Trust me.
So, before we start, I really want to know
Yeah.
what's the one word which comes into your mind when you think about Dhruv Maniar?
I don't know what to say. Goofy, probably.
Goofy?
I am very goofy.
Yeah?
People who know me very closely will relate to it.
Amazing.
I am super goofy, yes.
Okay, that sounds good. But I feel I would rather want to call you someone, what I introduced you with is a visionary. Because at the age of 27,
Yeah.
you started dreaming
Yeah.
and kept something on your wall and really wanted to manifest it. And
True.
you did it as you did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gulfbuzz was found. And Gulfbuzz is something which I think I am very proud of. So I'm
Thank
sure you would be, your family would be, your friends would be. But I feel whenever I see your content, it draws me to go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one.
That's the aim.
Yeah.
That you don't leave the page.
Yeah, I don't leave the page. Amazing. So tell me something.
Yeah.
Tell me something more about you.
So, I'm a proper Dubai kid, like a lot of people know. I'm born and raised in Dubai. I'm now 30, so I'm
Really?
on that side of the.
Really?
I'm gone past my 20s. Gulfbuzz was, I think, a COVID baby. I'll say.
Okay.
It's an interesting story. The name and everything. I initially worked for another media company.
Okay.
Built them over 2 years, and then I left them. COVID happened. Not the best time to leave a job, but and then I started Gulfbuzz as a fun platform, and then it turned to what it is today.
Fun platform. What makes it fun?
So first, I used to just do videos with my mom on the page. If you go scroll down TikTok,
seen it.
guys, it's still there.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And then I started. People actually more than me. I think people trusted in me, saying that you've built someone else's brand, you can build yours.
Yeah.
And that's when I started exploring the same kind of content, like what I used to do before. I started doing it for myself,
Okay.
and one after the other started popping out, and here we are today.
So what's been the most beautiful part of this whole genesis of the Gulfbuzz journey?
The most beautiful part, I think every day is a new day still. So the most beautiful part is when I started posting. I didn't expect so much love and so much success in a span of 3 years, or how we grew so rapidly. Like people today tell us we compete with the biggest of biggest brands that are still here, probably 30 years, 40 years, 10 years in the industry, which have been there here in the UAE, and we're going head to head with them.
Oh,
People
wow.
compare us with them. So that's one of the biggest things that I feel makes me happy, that okay, I am achieving what I wanted. So yeah.
And what's the next step?
Next step is to become so I call myself as the local guide of the UAE, and that's what I want to be the local guide of the UAE, whether you're a tourist, whether you're a resident, whether you're just, whether you're a local, we need to be your one-stop shop for everything. And not only the UAE, maybe soon this year, next year, another GCC countries as well, because we get a lot of queries from other countries like Qatar, Saudi, so probably soon steady there as well.
That's amazing. So when you say that you want to be the person to go to when it
Yeah.
comes to UAE,
Yeah.
tell me one great memory about UAE since you're a Dubai kid.
I think there are
The
a
funny
lot
one.
of them.
I want to know the funny one.
The funny one.
Yeah. I heard something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Burj Khalifa was supposed to be launched, it was supposed to be called Burj Dubai, and we were all ready to
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Burj Dubai, and we were all ready to like clap our hands, and then it says presenting Burj Khalifa, and we're like, wait, what? Very funny moment, but I think now when we look back and we're like, okay, it still sounds better as Burj Khalifa than Burj Dubai. Honestly,
Oh my God, really? It was Burj Dubai?
it was Burj
That's
Dubai.
news to me.
Yes.
That's amazing. So what's the most funny thing that you really look up to on a daily basis? You said you're a goofy.
Yeah.
So what is that you really look up in the
What
day?
my team hates is I disturb them a lot. So I'm one of the first persons to reach office, guys. I finish all my work before they start popping in, or like, I do it at home. So when they come in, I'm just like,
Like-
I dance around the office, literally.
So you're not like a strict boss.
I'm not a strict boss. I don't know if my team would agree to that, but I'm not strict that way. Like I'm very, like we don't have a 9 to 6 concept. Like if
Okay.
your work is done at 3:30,
You can just
you
bounce.
can just walk out. Like
Okay.
I'm not going to be like, why are you not there till 6
Amazing.
p.m.
So tell me something more about your day.
My day
It's
starts.
Dhruv Maniar versus Gulfbuzz. Tell me something about your day.
I think Dhruv Maniar and Gulfbuzz still now go hand in hand. It's non-separatable for me. A typical day for me starts at like 7 a.m. If I have the gym, I go to the gym, then office, and then multiple shoots. If I have only shoots, we do around 4 or 5 shoots a day, depending where we're going. But we're shooting constantly. Like we do, like for example, 4 restaurants on the same day or 3 restaurants on the same day. I've gone up to 8 restaurants or 8 locations on the same day to shoot, depending on the season.
And you eat there?
I try everything because I need to make sure the food is correct and
Yeah.
it's up to the mark, because there have been cases where we've returned the money
Oh,
or we've not reviewed the place, we've paid for it and we've come out because
Really?
we don't like the food there. They need to improve. You lose your brand image, you lose your authenticity if you start putting bad.
Yeah.
Once in a blue moon, it happens when we have gone and people have said, oh, the food is not good. Now that's on the restaurant. At what they have served us, they might be to perfection. But once they get a lot of people coming in, they lose that touch.
Agree.
So when we do deals, we are very clear with the brands. We take them and signing that if you're doing a deal with you, because there have been cases we have done deals like crazy deals, like which we know will go viral, and then the restaurant cannot cope up to those deals
Yeah, of
because of the
course.
inflow.
Yeah.
That was a learning lesson for us also, because we started doing those deals and then restaurants cut shorts the timing of the deals or starts putting T&Cs and everything. So now we are like, you do it or you don't do it, or if you're doing it for a day or two, make sure or do it for a month, but keep your timing strict and then
Yeah.
do not change anything.
That's a
after
great
we go up.
insight, because that's something which I feel every business should kind of
Yes.
follow, be food industry, be any industry.
Yeah,
Criticism is something which everyone should really appreciate.
100%.
So tell me something more about that. When you plan your 8 restaurants or 5 restaurants to review, or hotels to review, or places to review, how open are you to feel a little bit gullible, or because the offer that's in front of you, or how open are you to just say, yeah, this is what it is, this is what I do? How open are you? Are you like a very open-minded if it's a bigger chain, or you treat every single, be a small buzzing entrepreneur or chef entrepreneur and big name in the industry at par? Or is it that, these guys come with experience and this one's like climbing up the stairs, but maybe this guy has much more talent? So where do you bring in the balance?
Honestly, we do everything. We treat all our content as the same, whether it's
really?
an editorial piece or whether it's in a paid piece.
Amazing.
We do not differentiate in an editorial piece
Amazing.
and a paid piece, because if we start doing that, today's audience is also very smart. Like they know what's a paid ad, what's a not a paid ad. So to keep that balance as well, to not to make your way through that. Oh, it's paid, but in a smarter way. Like my editorial piece and my paid piece will look the same.
Fabulous.
It's just that here we go for approvals, here we do not go for approvals. We have the rights and liberty to do whatever we want.
What approvals are these?
So like once an advertorial piece is when the client comes in, they give you a brief and or if they're open to your ideas, you sit with them, you give them, what is potentially able to go viral. So there are dishes that we've also specifically created with restaurants. Like for example, the Gold Vada Pav was our idea. One of, like I'm saying, just simple things like, where a client can probably do it within their resources. They don't have to go way out of the way, and they're ready to open. If they're open to do that, then we give them those suggestions. Okay. Otherwise, if they have something that they want to show, they want to focus on, then we look on that. So an advertorial piece goes in that direction. Like where either we come up with something or they have something particular or some offers that they want to showcase. We create the content, we have to send our scripts for approval, we have to send our video for approvals. So there's a lot of process before it goes live.
Oh, okay.
Whereas in an editorial piece, it's what we like. It's like what we know will get us the numbers. I know people would love that offer. So before even we do that piece, we call up the places. We just don't land up. We still pay for things.
Amazing.
People think we just go and, go for everywhere for free.
Yeah, because you must be getting that a lot of times.
Yeah,
You're getting like obliged and feeling that, no, don't pay the bill, just do this. It must
so
be.
For us, like if I'm doing like, for example, a nice new coffee shop opened, I do not want to go through marketing because then they'll give me 10 dishes, which I don't want to show. I do not want to show your food. I want to show your cafe. I just tell my team, go pick up a coffee, shoot, come out. 15, 20 minutes, you're out. So those are the places that we want to do. So that's an editorial piece that we like. Also, there are agencies, PR agencies, you work with them and sometimes they have something really good that comes out and that would benefit you by putting it out.
Yeah.
So then we look at those as well. So it's just that there are no approvals here required. You are your own boss.
Yeah.
You shoot, you upload. You don't have anybody in the center. It's just your team and editorial, of course.
So what's the most important filter that you go in for? Suppose if you have a scenario, you have like 50 great restaurants and, cloud kitchens and catering services or,
Yeah.
How would you filter? Because
So
everybody, for them, their food is the best.
Yes.
Everybody says my team is the best, my location is the best, my look and feel is the best, blah, blah, blah. But how do you filter?
So for editorial, we filter in terms of uniqueness. What is different from the rest? I'm not talking, your interiors are different. Or there has to be a storyline for us to play with it. There has to be that one unique dish minimum for me to play with.
Correct.
I'm not saying the taste has to be, because in today's day, everybody has a good taste in food. But what's that one unique dish that separates you from the rest of the city that nobody has for me to play and come be like, okay, this is an editorial piece. This I do not need to charge you for.
Right.
We'll do this. But then we filter there as well. Like sometimes a lot of people just cover them. Then we're like, no, we will not do it. You give us either the first mover advantage by signing an exclusivity, we will give you what you want. Otherwise, we'll go the editorial way.
Do you ever get tired doing this?
Sometimes, yes, it gets overwhelming, not tired. It is a lot in a day to finish because for me, it's not just shooting and being on videos. I have a lot of back-end work also, emails, coordinating with clients, the sales will be closing. It comes to me for, meetings with the client. So now I do not do client facing until the deal is closed. First, I used to do that as well. Still, some of my old clients want to deal with me because that time I didn't have a team. So for example, there are big brands that are still directly approached. They directly approach me. They do not want my team to be in the middle, which I agree of because they have been dealing with me from 2 years when I was probably at 40,000 followers and they're still with me. So I think I owe them that much that, I should be with them.
But I think you've built that kind of a trust.
Yes.
I think more than, I know you correctly said, because as per your work, you said content is so important and you filter and you give the equal chance to everybody. You are not partial in terms of who is coming from an experienced background, who's coming as a starter. I think that's a great thing. But one thing I really want to know is that what made you start Gulfbuzz? How did it come out?
So I was always into this industry, food, travel, lifestyle, entertainment. I've always had that, that dream of getting a job like this back in the day, I'm saying. So I used to work for an e-commerce company.
Oh, wow.
I started my internship in digital media. Then I had to leave because I was doing my master's. Came back. Dubai is very small. There are a handful of companies doing this. So it's very tough to get your spot in. So I got an e-commerce job. I was the pricing and packaging manager, something very different to what I'm doing right now.
Pricing and packaging.
Yes.
Really?
So whatever, it's a grocery app, and
Okay.
you see everything, like the pricing and everything used to come through me weekly. It was literally sitting behind the laptop every day, 9 to 5, which I hated because I'm not a person who can sit at one place in front of a laptop. And then I used to write about food a lot, and I used to be reviewed, like I used to go for a lot of reviews, a lot of restaurants used to invite me just to come and write about them, whether it's on Google or other platforms. And that's what I used to do. And then I started making small videos on my personal Instagram. And that's how one of the companies picked me up, saying, we're starting a branch in the UAE. We're looking for freelancers. Would you like to be a part of it? I said, sure. And they're like, okay, but before we take you as a freelancer, we need to do a test.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, here are my ideas. And they're like, okay, can you do this particular location? I said, sure. So I said, what do you need? They're like, you need to shoot, script, and write an article. I said, fair enough. Did all of it. And then I gave it to them. And then I'm like, do you want me to compile the video? Or I didn't know how to edit that time. I just knew iMovie that time. Like, okay, I compile the video, send the video script with it, and we'll see. I sent my test video, test article, and it was for a freelancer position. I got a job offer in 5 minutes saying,
wow.
we do not want you to be freelancing.
That's incredible.
Why don't you join us full time? And I was like, this is what I want. Let's jump in. And I built that brand for 2 years, and then I left.
Amazing.
COVID happened, and then Gulfbuzz just started. So when I started Gulfbuzz, I was very clear I want to start with a name that is good. I didn't want to start under my name.
It's a beautiful name, though.
One of my best friends has come up with this name.
Amazing.
And it's in a parking lot of a bowling alley.
Wow. That's
So
amazing.
we'd gone name hunting. We had gone with an agenda to find a name for the page.
What are you saying?
Yes, we'd gone for coffee first, then we went for lunch, then we went for bowling, and after bowling got over, we were in the parking lot. I'm like, no, this is not right, that is not right. And then my friend goes like, you want something that is with buzz, and then this, and he said
Resonates.
Gulfbuzz. And I was like, this sounds correct, like Gulfbuzz, it's perfect. And I was like, this is definitely taken, because it's such a common name that you think it's taken everywhere. But trust me, I got it everywhere at that point of time. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it was available everywhere. I was like, how is this name not taken? And it was what, 2021? So it is not old, it's new. Like I've not taken the name 10 years back. It's like,
It's still available.
yeah, it's still available. I was very
It's
surprised.
very catchy.
It's very catchy.
It resonates with the land that you're living in,
Exactly.
place you're working in. It's Gulf, and you're the buzz. But tell me about that Buzzyroom. I want to know about the room.
So the minute I got the name, that same night, I sat down with a lot of A4 papers, white papers in front of me.
I'll tell you what. When you're going to describe this, everyone who's going to listen to this, trust me, they're starting to do the same thing. I really want you to go
Yeah.
like amazingly step by step and tell us.
So once I got my name, that same night, I put on the music in my room. My parents didn't know what I was doing in the room that time. They thought he's just having and I did it at 12 a.m. So they were going to sleep, and my room had some music coming out. And they're like, what are you doing? And I, the minute they used to come, I used to be just putting my papers. I'm like, no, nothing. Bye, good night. And then they used to go, and then I again used to put all the papers out. The first logo was drawn by me. It was done on an PowerPoint presentation.
God.
I put the A4 paper on that PowerPoint iPad, and I literally drew over it. And that logo is still there. We don't use that logo because it was a PowerPoint logo. It was very clear that this is just a homemade logo. But I drew that logo. I put that in the center, and then I put the equipments I wanted, what I want to do. Started with every social channel that I want to do, including the website. What would I do in the near future? Start with this, then move to this. I put that everything, stuck it onto my wall. And then the next day my parents saw it, and they're like, okay, this is something that they also didn't imagine that I would do, and just stick it onto my wall. And then I did that, and every morning I got up. I still get up, that wall is still there.
Wow.
And now I'm moving houses, and I'm going to take that papers as is, and I'm going to put that same papers up there, because then, our festivities come, everything come. I worship that wall as if, because it all started from there. So I still worship that wall every time if there's a festivity or anything. So I want the same papers to be put there.
This is, trust me, this is not just inspiring. This is a wake-up alarm, I
Yes.
would say, that, you know, all of us need to appreciate what we started off. You
Yeah.
know, because your story is very similar to mine. When I started my business back in 2017 in India, and everybody is like, oh, you can call yourself Miss Baker, Death Baker. And I'm like, no, I love my country. I'm a diehard patriot. And I said, gourmet is something which I want to do,
Yeah.
something different. And I didn't know how to incorporate Hindustan to it. Yeah, so I said Gourmetistan. And I drew the logo myself. Yeah.
See?
And I didn't stick it on the wall because the situations were very different. But I did put it in one of my, I mean, I practice Buddhism. So I put it
Okay.
in one of my books. And I was like, let me just like keep it and just to go back each time, make the G a little bit more better. I'm not a very great artist, but I try to kind of sketch sometimes. And I should like literally put that around and then just put it, I need to be in 7 countries. Yeah. And Gormistan has to have X amount of kitchens. You know, it has to have 4 kitchens or 5 kitchens in India like that. And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
So I can completely resonate with what you're saying, because trust me, if we do not respect and we do not appreciate our own thought process,
Nobody will.
nobody would.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is such an, I said, I mean, it's definitely inspiring for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But everyone, I feel in society today, all these young kids like you have great ideas. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
great sense of knowledge and great sense of travel understanding. They're buzzing with ideas. You know, every day they are coming up with ideas.
True.
But if you don't culminate that, if you don't manifest that,
I
and you don't
agree.
respect and appreciate that, I think no one
No
would.
one will take
Yeah,
you.
amazing.
Because for me, the first thing was when I get up, I need to see my brand. So there are 2
Wow.
places I have kept my
Wow.
brand. One is there and one is still on my phone. All my phones will have it. So in the morning is the first thing you take your phone to see what's
Yeah.
happening. So the first
Oh.
thing you see is my brand.
This is amazing.
So, and the other way, when I get up, it's right opposite my bed. So there
Yeah.
are 2 places I see my brand. The first thing I see my brand.
Yeah.
And then you start your day.
You know what I have done? I love this place called Masai Mara.
Yes.
Yeah, in Kenya. And my current wallpaper has one of the pictures which I clicked when I went to Masai Mara. And I'm manifesting because it's a great tourist spot. And Masai Mara doesn't have really good food places to go,
Yeah.
especially when you're in the Mara, in the reserve. And you get tired and you go back and you're looking at those queues in the hotel. Okay, oh my God, I'm just going to have like some pasta or something which I don't want to have. It's my dream to open up a cafe,
Cafe in Masai
you
Mara.
know, in Masai Mara, and just bring that whole natural feel, because it's nature. Get the best quality of ingredients and make just those young kids and people just smile with good food so that they should be energetic to go in for another game drive, you know.
Yeah.
So I am currently, my wallpaper has Masai
Masai
Mara.
Mara. So soon Masai Mara is coming to the list.
Yeah, 100%. It's my dream. Okay, so coming to our next and most fun segment, I want to ask you certain buzzing questions.
Yeah.
I don't take it as a rapid fire. So what's the one activity on your Dubai bucket list that you haven't done yet?
Haven't done yet. I think I'm not allowed to do skydive because of medical reasons, but I would love to do skydive.
Okay.
So that's, I think, forever I will not be able to do it, but that's the only thing I think that is left. I think I've pretty much done everything for work also. Majority I've done for work now, so skydive.
Amazing. And if not Dubai, which is the other city you think you can be in?
Oh, tough one. I think, no. First, I thought I could see myself in the States, but I've been there 3 times now, and I definitely cannot see myself
You don't
there.
want to have a America buzz?
No.
Yeah?
No. I don't think I can live there. I can go for holiday, but I
Really?
would not like to live there.
Oh.
Especially because we were born and raised in Dubai. There is a certain set of atmosphere that is set, the number one being safety.
Yeah.
And when you go there, you're half the time unsafe. Like, I still, like, when we go abroad and, like, we just keep our phones on the table and then we realize, like, our cousins are like, you're not in Dubai, please keep it to yourself. And I was like,
Ask me. Ask me
so
about it.
I think this is one thing that's why I don't see myself anywhere else. I've studied in Singapore. I like Singapore as well. I think Singapore would be my second option.
Okay, nice.
But Dubai
So Singaporeans have to watch out. We're going to have a Singaporean
Singapore
buzz.
buzz, yes.
Singapore buzz coming there soon. All right. So if you could have any superpower, what that would be?
Mm, I, I don't know. Honestly,
Really?
I
Come
think
on.
the thing that a superpower that I believe in is manifestation.
Fabulous.
That I believe in and that I practice and I tell people to do is manifest things that you want. Write it down, whatever you want. Keep it somewhere, but just dream about it and work towards that dream. See how you can get to that dream, and it will definitely work.
Fabulous. And who's the one celebrity you really want on Gulfbuzz? But
Oh,
who's very super difficult to get in touch with? Come on. Please take my name.
you know,
I'm very...
Shivani, guys.
no.
No,
Come
the
on.
one that I really want on Gulfbuzz and that I feel would become the biggest talk of the town because nobody's got him. He's also the brand ambassador. I want Shah Rukh Khan to come. I've seen him. We've been invited and everything, but we've not had a podcast session with him. I think I want him to come because he's one person that the Arabs love, the Desis love. Even the Europeans know him.
I love him.
And he's the brand ambassador of the city. So
Yeah.
to get him there, I think that's the day I'll be like, okay, I'm done.
But I think he's manifested everything the way you're talking about. He is such a... I think I've known a little bit about him, fortunately. I'll tell you the reasons later on,
Yeah.
post off the camera. But I think he's a fantastic human being. And
Yeah.
he is somebody, again, very dedicated. Oh my
Yeah.
God, his dedication levels are really, really up there. Amazing. So you have something in common. So you're famous and you have money. Yeah? What is more important for you?
Fame or money?
Mm-hmm.
Fame.
Fabulous. That's nice.
I would prefer fame any day over money.
Amazing. And why is that?
Because when you have fame, people look up to you. Like, you have that respect. If you have money, you might still not have that respect. People will talk shit about you behind your back. But if you have fame and if you know how to maintain that fame,
Yeah.
you're taken as a person, you're taken in a good light. People will look up to you, and I think that's important
Amazing.
more than money.
So tell me, there's one famous restaurant which
Okay.
you really like from your childhood, being one of your most favorite ones.
From my childhood, there are multiple.
One.
I was there in one last night only. It's a South Indian place.
I love South Indian.
So there's this place called Venus in Karama,
Okay.
which I have been
course.
going there from
Of
probably
course.
I was 2 years old.
It belongs to a really dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
Yes. Angela.
Yeah, I met her. I met her once at the restaurant. I think I was eating and I didn't know
I
who
love
she
their
was.
rava
And she
idli.
came. My dad had the rava idli last
Oh.
night.
That's amazing. All right, super. So just before we close it, I want to
Yes.
know, describe what's going to happen in the next 10 years with Gulfbuzz.
As I said, I want to become the local guide of this country and of the GCC for sure. So probably you'll have more Gulfbuzz, probably Saudi, Qatar, Oman being on the top priority, and then the rest follows behind. So
Amazing.
yeah,
And one last thing,
yeah.
which I always ask my guest. What do you want to leave behind? And no keynote for the young buzzers like you who are moving around, floating around everywhere with their buzzing ideas, but unable to construct it, unable to, bring out. What do you, that one thing you want to tell them?
So one thing I would tell them is be consistent. If you have a lot of ideas, stick to one core idea. That's how I started. I started with food, then moved to attractions, then moved to travel, then moved to entertainment. So we all have a lot of ideas. Stick to one key idea. Start working on it. Build that idea. Once you know this is built, start with another vertical. So and be consistent in it. Just don't be like, okay, you're doing it for 1 month and then it'll come to you. It doesn't come
Yeah.
to you like that. So manifest it, but work very hard towards it and build one by one. Do not try to be on 3 boats at the same time. You will sink in.
So, Dhruv, one question I really want to ask,
Yeah.
because I'm also in an industry where sometimes it becomes very difficult to nod and to do this. So, how do you say no? And is it okay that in your line of work you can afford to say no?
You can definitely afford to say no. Like any business as well, but especially in an industry like ours, I think you have to say no to a lot of things because you built your brand around a core strategy, around your core topics. If you're going to deviate to something very, very different, and if you don't want to do it, and you're doing it for the money, people are smart. So it is very okay to say no. Like people still come to me, like as you said, like how do you say no to a brand? You can just politely send an email saying that, or get on a call with them and be like, listen, we would love to work with you, but it doesn't fit our content guidelines. We still do that. Like just on Friday, I'm going to refund money to a client which my sales closed, because 3 weeks we've been in the talks after we got the money and everything.
Wow.
Because once the sales closed it came to me. I lost it there and there. I'm like, why did we close this? Why did it not come to me first, saying that it's something very different? I said, this is not what we are meant for. The client also said, oh, other brands have done it. Why are you not taking it up? Like, we don't see the problem. I said, I see the problem. I said, I don't want my followers to get into something that is not at all relatable to our content guidelines. So it's absolutely okay to say no. It's your brand. You know better than anybody else. And you need to make that, you need to make the client understand why are you saying no. It's not arrogant to say no. Sometimes client might take it as, oh, they're being arrogant. But if you give them the right way, explain them the right things, that for XYZ reasons I'm saying no, I think they will understand.
So what about the friendship? Do you think that it's going to dwindle off? Is it going to be like or your rapport with the client, or, do you kind of feel that, since you've said a no, and it's a justifiable no, understanding it, okay, the content did not fit in, blah, 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 all of those parameters. But still, you are in a country which is smaller compared to, other countries. And content and online platforms and all are very gaining that kind of popularity now in the last 3-4 years in Dubai. So do you think that your amalgamation or your friendship with these people kind of twist and turns?
No. So see, if they don't understand, then I take it like it's better not to work with them then, because
you're clear.
If I'm clear, because if they don't understand the kind of business I am in, and they're okay with just me posting it, but I'm not okay with it because I don't want that hate. Because also I'm here because of the audience, and if I start cheating my audience over this, they're going to run away. Then what am I going to do? Nothing. And clients, there are majority of the clients who have understood, which is good, because they have a multiple portfolios of clients under them. So if I tell them, no, listen, this time I can't do this because it doesn't fit our content guideline, it's not something that we do. And I think they agree to it sometimes. And a lot of times brands have appreciated the thing that, oh, you're being honest, you're just not taking the money. I can just take the money and do it, but I don't want to do it. Like a lot of times now I have clients that call me and like, okay, because they're on a long-term collaboration with me, they have campaigns after campaigns coming, and then tell me, oh, this is the campaign. I'll tell them, no, I'm not going to promote this campaign. Why? Because it's not going to do well.
Makes sense.
That way, it's okay, I'll do, instead of 11 months, the campaign goes for 12 months. But it's fine with me, because I said no one, so that will go for the 12th month. But they gain trust in me, saying that, okay, he understands his audience, he understands what content for us will work on his platform, and we're doing it, instead of just picking up the client and putting it up. So
Fair enough. That's
and I've seen a success in that, where client retention is higher than anybody else. Because I'm being honest with them. I sit with their calendars every
That's amazing.
time.
I think that clarity is very important in our trade, definitely.
So it's okay to say no.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So buzz.
Yes.
So many more to Gulfbuzz.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And I am thoroughly happy that you were
Same
here.
here.
And trust me, you were the first person I started to follow when I came to Dubai.
Very glad to know that.
And I was like, everywhere you were popping, I said, this is a sign. I need to follow this guy. I need to know what he's doing, what he's eating, where he's eating, because I'm a chef. And for me, it's like, I always, love to go to new places. I love to encourage younger people. And, I've traveled a lot in my life. But somewhere I feel that what you're doing is exceptional.
Thank you
and
so much.
Something which, as I said, it just draws.
Yeah.
And people really are looking up to you. And I really want to wish you all the very best.
Thank
Dhruv.
you so much.
And
Thank
lots
you
and
so
lots
much.
of love to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.